TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views and interviews.
Hello, I'm Phil Blizzard in Dubai with TravelWise. Welcome along to this podcast, which is the first one for the month of July. We have a lot of aviation news and very much an interview special with Guy Hutchinson, President and CEO of Rotana Hotels. Now, some good news. TravelWise is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and also LinkedIn. And in fact, in our last interview, which was with Raki Phillips, CEO of Ras Al Khaimah Tourism Development Authority, RAK TDA, we got over 5,000 likes on LinkedIn. So that's good news. So we're starting off with some aviation news and a lot of news as Dubai opens up to international travellers, both business and leisure, on July the 7th.
TravelWise News.
Well, July the 7th is an important date on the calendar for the travel, tourism and aviation sector, and Dubai is opening up to visitors on that date. That's why it's so important. We're looking at some airlines from Europe which will be commencing flights to Dubai. These include KLM and Air France, and British Airways will make an announcement they'll be resuming their Dubai or London to Dubai service on July the 17th with flights on alternate days and then going daily as of August the 1st.
TravelWise News.
Emirates News now, and in their latest announcement, they've added 4 more destinations to their ever-expanding global network as they recommence services. In the latest announcement, they've said they'll be flying to Cairo, Tunisia, Glasgow, and Male in the Maldives, with a number of destinations now at 52. As for flydubai, they will be commencing passenger flights as of July the 7th, flying to 24 destinations across Asia, Africa, Europe and the Middle East, and looking to increase the number of passenger flights to 66 over the summer months. Up next, Etihad.
TravelWise News.
Abu Dhabi-based Etihad has increased its number of destinations to 29 cities with the recent addition of Colombo, Barcelona and Manila. And that's the roundup of aviation news as it stands on July the 1st. Next, our special guest interview.
TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views and interviews.
Well, on the programme today is a pleasure to catch up with the CEO and President of Rotana Hotels. You might say the homegrown hotel group here in the UAE. So, Guy, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Hi, Phil. Thank you very much for having me.
Quite a lot to talk about. So let's start off and refresh listeners. I mean, Rotana Hotels started in 1992, and now you have how many hotels in the group and across how many countries?
The portfolio right now is 113 hotels across 28 countries.
Wow.
So we've grown a little bit since a very humble beginning in Abu Dhabi.
So sort of west of Abu Dhabi, down to Africa, you're into Istanbul, almost Europe these days, aren't you?
Yes, and into Sarajevo, which was an interesting one for us last year. And into East Africa with Tanzania. So we were growing steadily and in a very structured way.
Sure. Well, we're consolidating the region. Yeah, we're very focused on what's happening across the UAE. So
yes.
What is the status of the hotels at the moment?
Perhaps we are slightly different. We're a little bit more locally focused as a company. So interesting question about reopening, because we didn't close anything. We had one hotel in Ras Al Khaimah, which was closed for a very short period of time, but otherwise in the UAE, nothing was closed. We continued operating.
Well, I'm based in Ras Al Khaimah at the moment. Pleased to know that the Cove Rotana has reopened, and check it out tonight at one of our favourite restaurants. So you've just launched the Safe Space initiative, which I guess really is to sort of, for your guests, your future guests, to show what you are doing, offer a degree of confidence and trust for those who want to visit your resorts.
Yeah. So now, as domestic and international travel is starting to grow, and hopefully we'll see borders and international travel restart very soon, we felt it was really important to wrap a lot of what is being done, because, of course, very early into this virus, we had already put in very stringent cleaning and disinfection and distancing measures. But we've added now the contactless experience and the menus through QR codes, and put it into a program certified by a third party, because it's one thing to say that you've got world-class procedures in place, but I think it's important for the public to see that is independently audited, and there's a professional third party which validates what you're saying.
Now,
So
you
we
mentioned
wanted to
there contactless. Let's go through
Yes.
that, because you have contactless on arrival, right through
Yes.
to hotels, even restaurant, in-service restaurant bookings and so on. So,
Yes. And this is, it's important to provide that to guests, to give them that safe space, which is why we called it Safe Space, to give them confidence that, one, when you come into our hotels, the cleaning and disinfection routines are world class. And two, if you choose to navigate that through social distancing and you want to be remote from interaction or risk, then that there is a way to navigate our hotels without coming into contact with staff.
it's very difficult, isn't it? Because a lot of staff will want to really give you a nice, warm greeting, and maybe if you repeat, they want to tap you on the shoulder or even give you a hug, maybe. So it's very hard when you've got an industry and the attitude of the staff being very friendly to sort of say, "Whoa, hold back a bit."
It's the most bizarre thing for a hotelier to be promoting a contactless guest experience, and we sincerely hope that it's short-lived, because it's really anti everything that we do and the heart of our business, which is about hospitality and welcome and service.
And the smile is such an important greeting, whether it's on entering to the hotel or going into a restaurant. And of course, smiles are hidden behind the mask. So.
Yes, but sadly, in today's environment, this is a reality of the quality of environment that we need to provide to our guests, and also for our colleagues. So for our staff and our guests, giving them a 100% validated, disciplined, safe environment today is absolutely critical. And both guests and our staff need that confidence when they're in those spaces, that they're safe and they're secure and that they're well looked after. And I think that's what's going to give particularly customers that trust and confidence to restart traveling. And hopefully we find solutions for this, that in the near future, all of this can be taken away.
Regarding the Safe Space program, you've got the video, which is very informative. I'm guessing, was it filmed at Saadiyat? Because I was looking through the windows, the beaches there, looks wonderful. So was it Saadiyat?
Yes, it was filmed.
Okay. And I could see that you brought in a Hollywood star, Richard Gere, to sort of front it.
Yes, I just did the voice.
TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views, and interviews.
Thanks, Guy. And in part two, we'll be talking about the Rotana Hotels pipeline for new hotels in 2020 and how the industry is likely to evolve over the next few months.
Guy, looking ahead now, this year there's going to be a year of new hotel openings across four countries, I think, 6 hotels, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Jordan and Iraq. So what's happening on that front of...
we're still moving ahead with openings. We will still open in Dubai, will be our next one in September. Then we have 2 more openings in Saudi Arabia before the end of the year. So the openings are moving forward. Hotels are built for 30 or 40 years. So, that we'll navigate this and we'll come out the other end.
Yeah. So, so those developments going ahead. The one in Dubai is down at Jeddah, I believe.
Yes, beautiful hotel. Okay. Really excited about that one.
And then looking ahead, what is your perception on how things will be in the near future and long term?
Yeah, I think the best way to describe it currently is cautiously optimistic. I think we're seeing green shoots, in terms of our ability to trade and do business. Everything that has been open, which today is primarily restaurants, worked extremely well, been very successful. And I think, interesting enough, I think what we're seeing is sort of this basic human quality of how we as humans navigate periods of crisis, and once sort of the shock is hit, there's this strong push to reclaim our lifestyles, and I think we're seeing this across the world where people are pushing back and that great sort of human spirit of resistance and reclamation, we're starting to see that move. I think once borders open, there's going to be a journey back to normality. I think we are certain of that. Time frame, hard to tell.
Sure, very much so. And talking of borders opening up, only today reading that's conversations with Emirates having air bridges between UAE and other countries once civil aviation and the governing authorities allow that to happen. So things are being put in place. But of course here, Rotana, as we said at the start, homegrown brand. You have a very loyal following of guests here across the UAE, so that was strong for you, I guess. And also, you can offer some fantastic experiences when it comes to daycations, staycations, and in the case of Ras Al Khaimah, they recently launched shortcations.
Yes. I think while the residents of the UAE also can't travel, everybody is also looking now to reclaim a little bit of lifestyle, to eat in a restaurant, to spend a weekend somewhere on the beach. So these aspects are moving and moving well, and we're seeing people now being much more open to travel and being much more open to getting out and exploring a little bit of leisure.
And within UAE, Rotana can offer a lot of experiences in different locations, from the East Coast and Fujairah to the mountain of Al Ain, to the heart of the cities of Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and the coastline and the islands as well. So you've got quite a portfolio to offer.
Yes. And it's one of the reasons why we never closed any hotels, really, because there's been enough business even during the tough times to sustain pretty much all of our hotels.
And a final question, which I've been asking everyone: once we can start traveling, what's going to be your first destination? Why?
Who's going to allow us to come? Hard to tell, to be honest. We have to see. I'm not sure precisely where, but I probably know what it's going to look like. It's going to be something remote. It's going to be something off grid. It's going to be a tent in the African bush or an island in the Maldives. I think the first trip is going to be somewhere remote.
Well, Guy, thanks very much indeed for joining us, and good luck with the road ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Phil. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views, and interviews.
And many, many thanks to Guy Hutchinson, President and CEO of Rotana Hotels, for joining me on TravelWise. I'm Phil Blizzard. Look forward to joining you for the next edition of TravelWise with the latest news, views, and interviews. TravelWise is a Phil Blizzard radio production. Email me at philblizzardmedia@gmail.com.
A Phil Blizzard radio production. TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views, and interviews.